Good evening and welcome to the evening news. I'm Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. The federal government says whatever action taken against anyone who undermines the nation's democracy, watered by the blood of many patriots, is right and justified. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, stated this today at the 20th edition of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration scorecard series from 2015 to 2023. Alhaji Mohammed was responding to the decision taken by the United States of America to slam a visa ban on some Nigerians believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Nigeria. He added that the decision to impose visa restrictions reflects the commitment of the United States to support Nigerian aspirations and strengthen democracy and the rule of law. The decision was announced in a statement recently issued by the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. The minister reiterated the position of the Buhari's administration to ensure free, fair, and credible elections, as well as a smooth handover to his successor, elected by Nigerians in May 29. The minister said no president since 1999 has been as unambiguous as President Muhammadu Buhari in word and in deed with regards to leaving office after the constitutionalist 2 terms. A federal high court in Abuja has dismissed the suit by a former presidential candidate of Hope Democratic Party, Chief Ambrose Owuru, against the election of President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 presidential election. The suit seeking President Buhari's was dismissed by Justice Inyang Eko on 3 grounds. One of the grounds was that the suit constituted a gross abuse of court process statute bad and was an affront to the supremacy of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The Supreme Council of Sharia in Nigeria has asked the federal government as well as well-meaning Nigerians to prevail on the Independent National Electoral Commission to hold both the presidential and governorship elections on the same day. The council noted that the call became necessary to avoid violence at staggered polls. The Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, Nafi Baba Ahmed, while addressing our press conference in Kaduna State, said a security source confirmed to this council that security agencies might not be able to withstand the looming political violence. The Presidential and National Assembly elections are scheduled for February 25, 2023, while the governorship and the state houses of assembly elections are scheduled for March 11, 2023. However, the council said there could be violence if the elections were staggered, adding that some desperate politicians were already warming up to cause a crisis to stop the elections. The House of Representatives has rejected the February 10 deadline for the phasing out of old currency notes announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee on New Naira Redesign and Naira Swap Policy described the new date as a mere political gimmick to further deceive Nigerians and worsen their economic and social livelihood. The development came as anger spread across the country over the scarcity of the new notes, with several bank customers becoming stranded due to lack of access to the new notes. However, announcing the new deadline for the phasing out of the old 1,000 naira, 500 naira, and 200 naira notes, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said President Muhammadu Buhari gave permission for the deadline to be extended to February 10 after his recent meeting with him. Investors and manufacturers have been implored to make Osun State their destination, as she is blessed with rich human and natural resources. President Osun State Chambers of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture, Elder B.C. Makonjola, stated this at the closing ceremony of the 2022 trade fair held at Ajay International Market, Ido-Osun. He noted that businesses, local and enjoined officials of all the local government areas in the state that exhibited various items gotten from the localities at the fair to identify small businesses and develop them to build prosperity. In an address, the coordinating director, Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperatives and Empowerment, Mrs. Kehinde Odediro, stated that the theme of the trade fair, which is building leveraging on Africa Continental Trade Area for enhancing the growth of small and medium enterprise at subnational level, underscored the benefits derivable when non-oil sectors are developed. Mrs. Odediro, who added that Osun State government is taking a giant step in building the economy to enhance prosperity, urged the participants to consolidate on the gains recorded for the economic development of the state. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has vowed to confront the menace of substandard and falsified medicines in the country with the implementation of a pharmaceutical traceability strategy. Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye dropped the hint at the traceability workshop in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. In a statement by NAFDAC's resident media consultant in Lagos, Shaya Akinola, the event, which aimed at finalizing the draft traceability with pharmaceutical products regulations in the country, is tasked to safeguarding the health of the nation in the face of chaotic drug distribution system currently existing in Nigeria. According to the NAFDAC boss, consideration of the consequences such as the mandate of the agency to regulate and control distribution of drugs and other regulated products is sufficient motivation to implement pharmaceutical traceability to complement fight against the menace of substandard and falsified medicines and improve regulatory control of medicine supply chain in Nigeria. She said NAFDAC has developed a 5-year traceability implementation plan in line with objectives of the Nigeria Pharmaceutical Traceability Strategy to achieve supply chain visibility and strengthen interventions against the scourge of substandard and falsified medicines. The monthly meeting of the State Administrative and Executive Council of Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union, Osun State, holds tomorrow morning. A statement issued by the chairman, Comrade Adebayo Akinsoya, and the scribe, Comrade Shehu Oladele, says the venue of the meeting is the Civil Service Club, GRA Okefia Oshogo. Members of SAC and SEC have been enjoined to attend as a matter of duty. And moving on to sport. Match day 4 of the Nigeria Premier Football League began with 2 fixtures in Benin and Uyo and was rounded off with the rest of the remaining 8 fixtures across the 2 groups. While holders Rivers United overpowered Dakada in Uyo, it was Bender Insurance who produced another stunning result after turning back group rivals Remo Stars 3-0 in Benin. Enyimba got back to winning ways after a 3-0 home win over Kwara United at the Enyimba International Stadium. The People's Elephants had a fast start, scoring twice in the first 20 minutes. Chukwemeka Obioma opened scoring in the 11th minute, while Ademola Adebambo doubled the lead for the NPFL record winners. Obioma got his brace in the 68th minute for a win that took Enyimba to 3rd on the group table. Akwa United made it in a row after edging Plateau United 1-0 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. The crucial goal was scored in the 79th minute by James Ajako to take the promised keepers to 4th on the Group A table, leveled with Enyimba on 7 points but behind on goals difference. While on the foreign scene, more than 2 dozen Madagascans have died and tens of thousands have been left homeless since a severe tropical cyclone made landfall and swirled for days off the island's western coast. Official records showed Cyclone Cheneso smashed into northeastern Madagascar, bringing strong winds and triggering downpours that have caused extensive flooding. It tracked southeastwards, extended damage to houses and schools and cutting off several national roads. According to an update from Madagascar Office for Risk and Disaster Management, 25 people have died, while 21 others are still missing. The office added that at least 83,181 people have been affected, with nearly 38,000 displaced from their homes. More than 23,600 houses were flooded and at least 500 others completely destroyed. It will be recalled that last year, 4 major storms hit Madagascar, killing at least 138 people, destroying 124,000 homes and displacing about 130,000 people. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Do join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.